It's 5, so it's time to post another video. Friday, Friday, Friday. And it's public! Whoop whoop! Yes! It feels so good to push that publish button, you know, like you've done the filming, the editing, and you've gone through a lot of these phases to like put the video out, and then you can push publish and hope people like the video that you made. Like, it's so nerve-wracking sometimes that you put all of those work in, all of those like time and effort, and you know, people don't like it. But anyway, it feels good to just push that publish button after you've done all of the work. It feels like an accomplishment. I got a new package. I got a new package today. So I thought maybe we can open this package together. I already know what it is, okay? Maybe I'm acting like I don't know what it is, but I already know what it is. I'm just like happy it came in finally. Been waiting for 2 whole days. Alright. Okay. So I got the handlebar, seat post, pole mount, and a Karuba mount. Basically, when I'm using my bicycle, oh wait, let me change the exposure back. Basically, when I'm using my bicycle, I don't like to like hold the camera in my hand, and sometimes I want to get like B-roll from the bike perspective. So I bought this to mount not my GoPro on it. I can use my GoPro, mount my GoPro on it, but I bought this also so I can mount the M50 to this and then mount this to this. That should be fun. Maybe we should go test this out right now. Get like what should we film? Time lapse, a hyperlapse. Oh, a hyperlapse would be nice. A hyperlapse, and then test like a slow motion B-roll type of stuff filmed from the handlebar. We should go do that. Let's go do that. Okay, I stopped to like review the footage that I just took, like the hyperlapse. The first hyperlapse was very shaky. I noticed it when I was riding that the camera kept moving. I filmed it with my phone to let you see how much it was bumping, like it was like very shaky. I noticed that my shutter speed was 140 or 150 of a second, so you can see in the footage that it's pretty shaky. It's like blown out, the highlights are very blown out, and it's very blurry. So I made a new one with a shutter speed of 200 of a second, and like I bumped up the ISO, and that one looks significantly less bumpy than the first one, but still bumpy. This is the mounts, and then you mount this to this part and then to this. It looks like it was 3D printed. I don't know if I should trust mounting my camera to this and then to this for a long time. I don't know, it keeps shaking, and I'm scared that this is gonna break and then my camera is gonna fall, and that will be the end of my camera. So now I'm gonna try to film myself with the microphone on the camera. When I did the hyperlapse, I didn't put the microphone on the camera because I wanted to keep the weight as low as possible. So now I'm gonna try to do that and see how it will hold up, like the shakiness and everything. All right, let's try that. Right now I'm cycling on asphalt, so it's not that shaky as cycling on bricks, so it might be less shaky. I still see that it's shaking though, and it's pointing pretty much up. I think the sky is blown out, but compared to when I did the first hyperlapse, this is pretty good. Like I said, right now I'm cycling on asphalt, and like the road is pretty good, so I mean that's why it's not shaking too much. Oh, I don't know if this is too handy for like vlogging, because I bet you can see right up my nose, and I want the camera to be like more like up here and not down there, but it might be something really good for like a hyperlapse. No dogs allowed on the court. Harvey Weinstein is not allowed here. Okay, so to review my purchase, the GoPro mount is pretty good. I like the quality of it. You can click here and then turn it, and it will lock into place. and that is very good if you want to film to the side or film yourself with the GoPro. You don't have to take it off and then film yourself. You can just, you know, film 360. And that is very good. That is very good of this mount. So I like this mount. The other part, which is this part, I don't know if I should trust this. As you can see, it looks very plasticky, like 3D printed. I don't know if I should trust this with my M50. The camera itself also is not pretty heavy, but the shake, oh my god, it keeps shaking. And I understand because the distance between this part and the base plate of this is bigger than when you mount a GoPro, and the camera is heavier. This distance between this and the camera should be smaller than the GoPro, so it minimizes that shake. But the idea of making something like this so you can mount your camera on a GoPro mount like this one is very good. I have this photographer friend, NINO, hashtag NINO on Instagram. I'm gonna put his, like, a photo right here of him. He does these type of things, like these doodles of characters on his photos. And I thought maybe I can take a photo or drone photo of this basketball court and send it to him so he can do his stuff with it. I have like edited photos of other photographers before, but I've never sent someone a photo of mine to edit. So I want to see if he can, you know, get his creative juices flowing on this court. Okay, that didn't come out right, but like I want him to get creative with the photo. Yeah, all right. I think I got some great shots. I'm gonna go home now, export these, send them to NINO, and then enjoy the rest of my Friday. I think I deserve it. I deserve it. Coming back for the camera. That vlog life. So, NINO has sent me his edit, but before we get into that, I'm gonna give myself a haircut. For amateur, I think it looks good. Let's see what NINO did with my photo. I haven't seen it yet. I'm curious about what he did. I'm gonna put my original photo and his editing side by side so you can see how it was and what he did with it. Oh wow. All right. Oh wow. NINO. All right. Nice, nice, man. Is that someone coming down a parachute? NINO, it looks nice, my man. It looks very, very nice. I like what you did with the photo. If you want to see more of NINO's work, you can find him here. I'm gonna link his Instagram right here, and I'm gonna put the link in the description so you can see more of his work. Let's go now to some questions that you guys asked me. I put on Instagram and on my Facebook. If you want to ask me some questions, you can leave it there and I will answer it in this video. If you're still not following me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, go follow me. It's right here. These are the links. Go follow me for more content. Which camera do you prefer, drone or DSLR, and why? I think I would prefer a DSLR or a mirrorless camera over a drone camera because the sensor of drone cameras are really small, and for better quality and more lens options, I would say I would prefer a mirrorless camera. However, if I can get a drone that can mount my camera, I would choose a drone. Next question. If you could have any camera with any lens, which one would it be and why? If it was any camera, I would choose right now the EOS R5. Which lens would it be? Which lens would I choose? First choice 50mm, second choice 16-35, and then the 24-70. What did you find out about yourself that has changed the way you view life? This is a very hard question. I have a degree, for the people who don't know, I have a degree in math. I used to teach math.
You're goddamn right.
I did that for like 3 to 4 years, and while I was doing that, I was like, I don't see me doing this for the rest of my life. I don't see me doing this in 30 years. I wouldn't look back and be like, oh, thank God I became a teacher. I don't know, it didn't feel like that at that time. So I chose to stop doing that, to quit that, to pursue what I really love, which is filmmaking and photography. What that has changed about my view of life is that you cannot be doing something that you don't like, or you cannot be unhappy and keep being unhappy with something that you don't like. So if you're unhappy with something, if you don't like what you're doing at that particular time or at this moment, you have to reevaluate your life and just go for something that will make you happy. So that's something I found out about myself that changed my view on life. I hope that answered the question. How do you edit your photos, and what tools or applications do you use? I use Lightroom most of the time to edit my photos, and Photoshop. Photoshop I use if I want to put something in or to take something out, I would use Photoshop. But to initially edit my photos, I would use Lightroom. If you want to see an example of a process on how I edit photos, you can, click on that link right up here and see how I edit my friends' photos. Pac or Biggie? I don't want to get into trouble for this, so I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one. I'm not gonna answer this question. Let's move on to the next one. What's your favorite fast food chain? Pizza Hut is definitely my favorite. Where do you get your inspirations from? Mostly from TV shows and movies that I watch. I love to watch movies and TV shows. Yeah, inspiration, movie, series, and just things around me, I guess, or other YouTubers, but mostly movies and series. Tips for beginner photographers and videographers in Curacao. I'm just gonna give tips to every photographer and videographers who are just beginning. I would say buy a camera, not too expensive. Buy a second-hand camera that you can afford, that has all of the specs that you need. Don't buy a camera just because it has specs, but buy a camera that has the specs that you need, that's catered to you. Buy a good lens that you need, and just shoot, like shoot. Just shoot everything. Shoot everything. Don't overthink it. Just shoot everything. Watch a lot of tutorials on YouTube and try to learn from people who has been doing it or are doing it, but mostly shoot everything. Try every focal length, try every aperture, shutter speed, use a tripod, don't use a tripod. Just try everything. Practice, fail, learn. That's my tip for everyone who is just starting with photography and videography. This is so much more fun than I expected. So if you have more questions, leave it in the comments. I'll answer them in the next video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.